Good morning and welcome back to Get Ready and Get Messy with Amory. I have three major topics I want to talk about today. The first one being David Harbour and Millie Brown, the bullying accusations. Second one being the beef between NLE Choppa and NBA YoungBoy. And the last one is Julia Fox's Jackie Kennedy costume, which was pretty controversial and sparked some conversation. Okay, we're going to start out with Millie Brown and David Harbour. If you didn't know, in Stranger Things, Millie Brown is 11, David is Harbour. David plays Millie's adoptive father. All of the fans kind of speculated that their relationship was like father-daughter duo dynamic, that he was like a protector of her while she was on set. However, it seems as if this dynamic is not true. Millie has said that he kind of was like a parent figure on set, not in a way of like he's protecting her, but in a way of like he's constantly telling her what to do, and he's like very critical of her. Reporters are saying that before they started filming season 5, which is also the last season coming out, apparently Millie filed for harassment and bullying. This did not include any form of sexual misconduct though, thankfully. There were multiple pages of complaints filed, and they did an internal investigation. Millie did have a personal representative on set with her throughout the filming of season 5. Now, there is a video that resurfaced from an interview that Millie did in 2024 where she kind of looks uncomfortable when they start talking about David potentially officiating her wedding. I think this kind of shows how boundaries can get blurry when there's younger children working on set with older adults, because it's like we're both working the same job. Harbour has been open though about the protective feeling he feels towards Millie, especially since she rose to fame so young. Now, this is all coming out about 20 days before the release of the new Stranger Things. Actually, less than 20 days. I am very curious if Netflix is going to talk about this though. I don't really see them talking about it with the release and stuff coming up, especially because we haven't really heard much from Millie or David himself. Now we're going to talk about the beef between YoungBoy and NLE. It's important to note that they were cool for a while. NLE used to be very respectful of YoungBoy. However, over time, there have been some lyrics and some disses that have been thrown. For instance, NLE tweeted hottest youngin' since YoungBoy, and that made people kind of be like, People think that the song that YoungBoy released in January of 2022 called Oh Like I Know is a subtle diss towards NLE. Now, because of these incidents and fan speculation, there was rumored to be beef, which kind of added to the fuel of the fire. So on October 30th, NLE released a diss track titled K.O. He targets YoungBoy's influence that he has on the youth a lot in this video, saying in his song, "You poison the youth, nothing positive you do." Dr. Seuss, okay. Now, NLE used the same beat that Tupac used for Hit 'Em Up. Now, Tupac's diss track was against Biggie and Bad Boy Records, since it's believed that they had a role in the attack that was taken on Tupac in 1994. The thing that NLE says about YoungBoy beating on women after he's talking about how he poisons the youth, he calls him a breastfed and says that his aura gives him the ick. This doesn't seem to be just like a little beef. This seems to be him calling him out for how he uses his status to impact individuals, especially on with his younger fan base. YoungBoy fans are saying that NLE cannot be talking about lyrics considering his song Slut Me Out. They're like, how are you going to talk about we're poisoning the youth when you're talking about this? Now, we haven't heard back from YoungBoy about this diss track, but I'm hoping we got something coming from YoungBoy. YoungBoy's on tour right now, so that's probably why he's not releasing something ASAP. Okay, now let's talk about Julia Fox's Jackie Kennedy costume. On October 30th, Julia Fox went to an event in New York, and she showed up dressed as Jackie Kennedy, but Jackie Kennedy once John F. Kennedy was shot and assassinated. She was wearing a pink suit, hat, and gloves. The grandson of John F. Kennedy called this disgusting, desperate, and dangerous, and that she was glorifying political violence. A lot of people online are saying that this is insensitive due to the actual tragedy behind the image and the deeper meaning behind the costume. However, Julia did go to Instagram to defend herself. She said that she wasn't treating this as a costume, she was treating it as a statement. She referred to the original outfit as beauty and horror, poise and devastation. She explained how Jackie refused to change out of the costume. She said that her version is reflecting that situation. It does kind of raise questions though for how far is too far. The story behind that costume has such deep meaning that it's like, do you either make a statement or do you make people relive the trauma of what they once went through and also be insensitive to their trauma? I think the line was kind of blurred at her idea of a statement. However, I do have a soft spot for Julia Fox, but I do not approve of the costume. I get the vision. However, I don't think the vision was executed how she thought it would have been. We are nearing the end of this series, unfortunately. There's only 2 weeks left. I'm curious on if y'all would like me to continue making these videos, if you would like to see a different type of content, different style of content, please let me know and I will look into that. As always, follow my Instagram and my TikTok for some extra content. Those are both Get Messy with Amory, and leave some comments of some things you'd like to talk about next week. As always, thank you so much for watching Get Messy with Amory. I'll be back next week to talk about some more pop culture topics.